The night she told me I was, like a brother, something inside my chest cracked so quietly no one else could hear it. We were sitting on a wooden bench overlooking the harbor in Charleston, South Carolina, the air thick with salt and summer humidity, the sky painted in soft orange streaks. I had rehearsed my confession for weeks. I had imagined her smile, her relief, maybe even her tears. Instead, Olivia gave me a gentle pat on the shoulder and thanked me for being such a good friend. In that moment, the word friend felt heavier than rejection. It felt permanent. Before we go any further, if you believe in kindness, second chances, and the power of timing in love, take a second to like this video, comment your thoughts, share it with someone who needs hope, and subscribe to the channel. Your support keeps stories like this alive. My name is Marcus. I was 29, working long shifts as a physical therapist at a small clinic downtown. Olivia and I had met 2 years earlier when she brought her younger brother in for rehab. She was vibrant, sharp-witted, with chestnut hair that always seemed to fall perfectly around her face. Over time, coffee runs turned into late-night talks about dreams and fears. She told me about her failed relationships, about how every guy she dated eventually disappointed her. I stayed up listening, offering comfort, proving, at least in my mind, that I was different. I was there when her car broke down on the Ravenel Bridge. I was there when her grandmother passed away. I helped her pack when she moved apartments. I became the dependable one, the safe one. And somewhere along the way, I mistook her comfort for connection. After that night at the harbor, I told myself I could handle it. I convinced myself that loving her quietly was better than losing her entirely. But every time she mentioned another date, another man who might be something, I felt my confidence shrink. I began to notice how she would hold my hand in public when she was scared, how she'd lean her head on my shoulder during movies, how she'd text me good morning almost every day. Yet whenever I stepped closer emotionally, she gently pushed me back into the friend zone she had carefully drawn around us. The breaking point came at her 30th birthday party. The rooftop bar buzzed with music and laughter. I watched her flirt with a tall investment banker named Grant, someone she had met only 2 weeks earlier. She laughed at his jokes the way she used to laugh at mine. I realized then that I had been standing still in her life while everyone else moved forward. That night, I drove home under the glow of streetlights and decided something had to change. I didn't cut her off completely, but I stopped being available at every second. I started saying no. I picked up old hobbies, running along the waterfront at sunrise, joining a weekend photography class. That's where I met Harper. Harper was different from anyone I had known. She was thoughtful and observant, with freckles across her cheeks and a quiet confidence that didn't demand attention but naturally drew it. She asked me about my passions, not just my availability. When I spoke, she listened in a way that made me feel seen, not just useful. We started grabbing coffee after class, then dinners, then long walks through the historic district. For the first time in years, I wasn't waiting for someone to choose me. I was simply living. Olivia noticed the change almost immediately. My delayed replies turned into unanswered calls. My Friday nights were no longer reserved for her emotional emergencies. When she found out I was seeing someone, her reaction wasn't what I expected. At first, she laughed it off. Then she grew quiet. Then came the late-night texts asking if Harper was serious. She started showing up at the clinic with homemade cookies, insisting she just wanted to catch up. Her voice carried an unfamiliar tremble when she said she missed how things used to be. One evening, she asked to meet at the same harbor bench where she had friend-zoned me. The sky was darker this time, clouds heavy with an approaching storm. She looked nervous, twisting the hem of her sweater. She admitted she hadn't realized how much I meant to her until she felt me slipping away. She said seeing me with someone else made her panic, made her question everything she thought she wanted. As she spoke, I felt a strange calm wash over me. Months earlier, those words would have set my heart on fire. But standing there, I realized something important. I didn't want to be someone's backup plan. I didn't want to be chosen out of fear of losing me. I wanted to be chosen out of certainty. I told her, gently but firmly, that I cared about her deeply. I always would. But I couldn't go back to being the safe option she reached for when other things failed. I deserved someone who saw my value without needing competition to reveal it. The storm broke just as we parted ways, rain soaking the wooden planks beneath our feet. It felt symbolic, like the end of a long season. Harper and I grew closer in the months that followed. Our relationship wasn't perfect, but it was honest. She didn't play games or keep me in emotional limbo. She chose me openly, consistently. And in that steady choice, I found something I had been chasing for years: peace. Olivia eventually moved to Atlanta for a new job. We exchanged a few polite messages after that, but the chapter had closed. I learned that sometimes people don't recognize your worth until they see someone else appreciating it. But by then, you may have already learned to value yourself enough not to go back. If this story touched your heart even a little, please take a moment to like the video, share it with someone who needs a reminder of their worth, and subscribe for more real, emotional stories. And before you go, I have one special request. Comment the word "chosen" below if you believe everyone deserves to be someone's first choice, not their second thought. Because sometimes, the greatest love story isn't about who finally panics when they lose you. It's about the moment you stop waiting to be chosen and start choosing yourself.